Hello, everybody, and welcome to this next episode of my podcast, Secrets of a Witch. I am Sabrina Scott, and this is just me talking about stuff. If you're new to the podcast, I talk about witchcraft, magic, tarot, life, love, creation, healing, happiness, all that good stuff. And I've been a witchy person for more than 20 years, so, I know a thing or two about a thing or two. And I'm here to share that with you. So, as the birds are chirping like crazy here in Toronto, with the slight rumblings of almost spring coming up upon us, and Valentine's Day behind us, finally, I'm thinking about manifestation. Specifically, failed manifestation. Specifically, what I'm going to call for this episode, the close but no cigar type of manifestation. And so I know I haven't been talking publicly about manifestation for a very long time. You guys probably know me as a witch, as someone who does and teaches magic and witchcraft and all of that stuff, which obviously I still am. But I've gotten a lot more interested in manifestation over the past few years because I think it really is just a different type of magical technique. And so for me, that's interesting. So I've been playing with it. And I wanted to talk about it today. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty of what is manifestation maybe during another episode of this podcast. But for now, I'm just going to assume that you guys all know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, maybe Google it. And if you're really confused, let me know and I'll just record an episode about it. But the short version is manifestation is a form of magic that involves concentrating and summoning up our energies, our emotions, our ideas, our visions, and sending that out into the universe, kind of placing an express order and then trusting that that will arrive. And so what happens when you try to manifest something and you successfully do, but it kind of flops? It's not exactly what you wanted. There's some defects. It's really close. It has a lot of the things that you dreamed of and have been so, excited about or fantasizing about for your life, whether that is a new lover or a new job or whatever the hell it is, moving to a new place, blah, 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 any number of cool things. So what happens, when we're so close and yet so far with our manifestations? And I wanted to talk about this because I think this is, unfortunately, an aspect of manifestation that everyone who engages with it does experience at some point. And full transparency, this has happened to me in the last few months, so you're absolutely not alone. I worked on manifesting something in particular. I'm not going to say what it was or what area of life. TMI, hello. You guys can fill in the blanks. And, this thing arrived. And I was like, holy crap. I talked to all my friends about it. I was like, oh my God, can you believe this? This is amazing. It's everything I ever could have wanted. Yay. Hooray. I'm sure everyone was like, oh my God, Sabrina, shut the fuck up. We know. But, I did speak a bit too soon because even though this manifestation was so amazing and so exactly what I wanted in most ways, it was not in other ways. So it was so close on the surface, it looked totally exactly like what I had been dreaming of. And yet, underneath the hood, there was definitely a bunch of defects that made this manifestation not quite what I was asking for. Or, maybe it was, but I just wasn't specific enough and I forgot to get as into my body about feeling all of these other things that, ended up not manifesting. And so whenever this happens, when we have a manifestation that is so close to what we wanted and asked for and dreamed of, but so far because it's not quite right, so we got to throw it back, to wherever. Return it to the store, throw it out the window, whatever metaphor you want to use, put it in the garbage, whatever, reject it. No, thank you. Thank you next, in the words of somebody. So what does that mean? Does that mean that we suck at manifesting? Does it mean that, we have standards that are way too high? Personally, I don't think so. I choose to believe that when something like this happens, when a manifestation is so close that at first we think it's exactly what we asked for. Personally, I feel like that means that the real thing is right around the corner. Every time we manifest something, one of our hopes, dreams, visions, and it's not quite right, it helps us continuously fine-tune to the universe what it is we're asking for. And helps us fine-tune our manifestations even more accurately, even more specifically. So we can get more specific in what we want. We can say, okay, universe, that was really close, but I had to reject that one for all these different reasons. The next one that you send me, can we fine tune it a little bit this way, that way? I want to feel like A, not like B. Thank you. And then trust that it is coming. And so it's at this juncture that I see so many folks, whether it is with witchcraft or magic or the manifestation stuff that I'm talking about now, people get discouraged. They start to lose faith. They stop believing that that big dream, that goal, that vision, that life is possible. They start to get off their chariot. They get off their throne and get depressed or get discouraged and feel, oh my God, who was I to ask for all of that anyway? I'm going to go hang out back in the dumps again where I belong. And that is not what we should do, my friends. That is a fast track to being miserable. What we should be doing instead is to say, thank you, universe. This one was a lot closer than the last few that you sent me around this. So let's keep it moving. I have faith that the best is yet to come. The best experiences, the best jobs, the best lovers, the best relationships, the best friendships, whatever it is that you are trying to summon into your world. And I think you will notice this, right, in your own process if you are serious about your manifestation and your magic. If you do have that close but no cigar experience, I'm sure if you think about it, like sit back and reflect, you might be like, oh, wow, you know what? Like all these ones, these opportunities, these experiences that I've had recently, even though it's not exactly what I asked for, it's been way better than all the previous experiences I've had about ABC. Whether that's friends, lovers, jobs, clients, whatever, business mentors, etc. And so it's an iterative process. And instead of being discouraged, I think this is such an opportunity to step into faith and trust even more. Because it's easy to trust the universe when everything is going great. It's easy to trust our magic and our manifestations when everything is amazing. It's a lot harder to step into trust when we feel disappointed, when we feel depressed, when we feel like, oh my God, how many more people do I have to date to find that person? Oh my God, all my clients are assholes. Like, can I just finally have a client that will pay me on time and is not mean? Whatever that looks like for you. And so it's at these moments where we are at this crossroads, right? It's like this juncture where we get to decide if we're going to be discouraged and accept that, this is the best it will ever get, or are we going to step into hope and optimism and possibility and trust and continue to visualize, to continue to make magic, to continue to pray, and to continue to work on our manifestations and step into that abundant, joyful energy of what it would feel like to feel like you got everything you could ever have wanted and even more than that. So what should you do when your manifestation flops? You should keep going and continue to have the faith and just fine-tune what it is you're manifesting. So every failed or almost there manifestation is just more data. And when we get something that we've manifested that we never thought we could ever deserve, but we get it, but it's not quite perfect, then we get to expand and be like, okay, so it's normal for me to get this, but what if I added on this next other quality? Wow, how cool would that be? And to keep expanding, keep trusting, keep visualizing, and keep being open to the universe. And I do think this is a natural part of manifesting. I do think this can be a natural aspect of magic, though I think maybe less so. I have seen this happen a bit more often with manifestation than with magic specifically, because witchcraft and magic can be more specific. It works a little bit differently than manifesting. It's, too much to get into for this episode right now, but all that to say, manifestations build on each other, and sometimes the universe is going to throw us a curveball and be like, are you really ready for what it is you're asking for, the bigness of what you're asking for? And so it can kind of send us these little tests, these like, okay, you ready for expanding in this way? Okay, cool. Got that. We'll kick that out of the way. The next thing we're going to throw you is even better. Can you handle that? Okay, cool. Another thing coming your way. And that can be how it works. So keep the faith, stay the path, enjoy the process, and surrender to the power of the universe. Trust in the magic you have inside you. Trust in the infinite, beautiful possibilities that this world has. Trust yourself to survive whatever weirdness comes your way. Trust yourself to be able to roll with the punches, whatever they happen to be. If you find yourself sad, heartbroken, disappointed, it's okay. You can survive that because you have before. And the best is yet to come. And when we approach the universe with an open heart, open mind, I don't know about you guys, but that's definitely when I've attracted the best things into my life and when I've had the absolute best experiences. So don't let the bastards get you down. Keep it moving, keep it going. I believe in you. You can do it. Everything is getting better all the time. Remind yourself of that. And it's always this or something better. And I find this something better is usually what ends up happening if we're open to it. So leave you with that today, my beautiful friends. This has been the Secrets of a Witch podcast with me, Sabrina Scott. You can book a tarot reading and read more about me at my website, sabrinamscott.com. And you can check out my brand new clothing line with hoodies and crop tops. And I even have a tote bag on there and some patches and hats and more coming soon at shopsabrinamscott.com. And there is a link to that on my regular website. If you want to say hello on the Instagrams, you can holler at me at Sabrina M. Scott. As you can tell, it's all kind of the same. So that's it, friends. If you love this podcast, which so many of you have been sliding into my DMs to say that you do, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you could give me a rating on wherever it is you're listening, especially if it's Apple Podcasts, I would honestly appreciate it. Share it with a friend whose day you think it would improve. I would honestly love that. It would mean the world to me. So happy day, friends, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.